What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. I am Sam, and that is Mike. And real fast, I want to address a couple things first. I don't know if you can tell, but I am sick. I've been dealing with a little bit of a cold, so I have a nasally tone in my voice today. So if you don't enjoy that, I'm sorry. And second, I have been kind of absent from the pod recently.
Yeah,
I've
been too busy repping the Red Sox.
There's been a non-stop streak of school, football practice, Red Sox game, sleep. It's my entire day.
Yeah, he doesn't have
and
time
as
for
I
me
say
anymore.
that, JD just walked to get 2 runners on base, and Hunter Renfro's at the plate. And the last pitch that and the last at bat that Greinke gave a hittable pitch to a right-handed batter, Xander Bogaerts just promptly hit it over the monster. So
This is a 2-in-1 episode. You're getting a game recap and a play-by-play announcement of the
I do
ALCS.
intend one day to be a play-by-play announcer. It's kind of like my dream job.
Yeah.
Take this as my application.
Yeah. Fox, you watching this right now?
So while I'm talking, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I think Trey Brown had a really good day, and that is a bomb over the monster.
Dude, what if Schwarber just pulls some Nick Castellanos shit and we're like, man, Darren Taylor got hurt. There's a bomb to left field.
I pride myself as a man of faith. And there's a drive into deep left by Castellanos. I saw something. It was like a fake John Gruden statement, and it was like John Gruden saying like, "I never intended to hurt anybody." And there's a drive into deep left by Castellanos.
Oh my god! I saw when Jackson Mahomes. I never intended to dance on the logo of Shantae as there's a drive into deep left field by Castellanos. Oh, so bad, dude. It's so bad.
It's so funny though. It is
so funny.
It fits so many times. But listen, we're gonna hop right in. Cut to the chase. The Seahawks are 2-4. Russell Wilson's hurt, and it seems like the sky is preparing to fall any minute now.
Yeah.
For a couple obvious reasons. Geno Smith. We're just gonna hop right on in. Seahawks lost 23-20 in overtime. Frankly, I think we played a closer game than we should have played on paper.
I don't think the Steelers played very well. I don't think the
Steelers played very well, but I think that we matched where they played well pretty good. And I just want to dive right on in. We're just going to go position by position, kind of breaking down what happened. Really no structure to this. We're just going to give our thoughts on the game.
It's just tears. It's just a lot of tears, man.
Let's start with with quarterback, with Geno Smith, who was fine. He was a perfectly fine quarterback.
Passable.
He was passable. I mean, like realistically, his like completions and all that were pretty good. He didn't make a lot of stupid throws, which is optimistic to see, because that's something you always have to worry about with a backup quarterback, making stupid throws. If anything, I think he may have been over conservative with how
I was gonna say, I don't think Geno did anything wrong necessarily. I think it's just certain things that he didn't do exceptionally well. Like, there were plays, I've rewatched the film, Freddie Swain on that first drive was like wide ass open. I think Nathan Ernst tweeted about it. Just up the seam, busted coverage, wide open. Geno never saw him, never threw it. That's the kind of play with Russell Wilson. That's an 80-yard touchdown, right?
I imagine that in the places in like the week of practice, they probably told him to look for the shortest pass as his first read.
And it was third down too. Like, he had to pick up the first down. I get it, but yeah. It's the type of plays that Russ makes that Geno just doesn't, right? There were just a couple plays, like he just missed a couple throws. There was one to Tyler Lockett he just flat out missed that would have been probably 15 yards. He wasn't as mobile in the pocket, wasn't able to avoid sacks, which, again, I'm not mad at Geno about. Russell Wilson.
Realistically, we're going to break that down when we talk about the O-line, but, I mean, you can't really get mad at Geno for not avoiding some of the sacks. And we're going to break that down in a second. But let's kind of get into, if you had to give Geno Smith a grade for how he played in his first game, I'd give it literally the definition of passable, which is like a C. Maybe a C+.
I'd say C.
I guess the best thing, he didn't make any mistakes. The worst thing, he didn't really do anything like good or even like great. He just the only thing he only did like great is not turn the ball over
until overtime.
Until overtime, which once again, I would argue really not his fault.
I think a lot of quarterbacks would have fumbled that. Like, that was just an exceptional play by T.J. Watt.
Honestly, I think everybody would. Like, if you put all quarterbacks in the exact same position that Geno Smith was standing in, and by position I mean like both situation and how he was running with the ball. Yeah. I think 32 of 32 quarterbacks fumble.
I really do think a lot of people fumble that ball. Yeah.
And speaking of fumbles, what happened with the fumbles? Like, out of nowhere, we fumbled. We had fumbleitis.
I don't know what that was either.
Out of legitimately nowhere.
Yeah, that was just whack. I don't know what was going on there.
It was weird, but I mean, Geno Smith, we can agree is passable.
Yes.
That's all we really got to say. Like, he was fine.
He wasn't the reason we lost. He wasn't the reason we won either.
He was not the reason we lost, and nobody was the reason that we won because we didn't win. But
correct.
You know, I would say like he was not to blame for why we lost.
Right.
And
he would have thrown like
backs,
4. Yeah, if he would have thrown like 4 picks, we would have been like, okay.
Even if he would have thrown like 1 pick or 2 picks, we would have been like, okay, Geno messed up and we need to fix it. Now it's like, okay, I mean, he didn't play bad. He didn't do anything wrong. You know, he didn't do anything right though. No, I'd say he did things right. But
he just didn't do as many.
But the things that he did right, like, didn't make much of a change in the game.
Right.
Move on to running backs.
Alex Collins was the dog. He was the best player on Sunday.
Our running backs, honestly, if I had to grade the running back room, I'm giving it a fat A.
Okay, Travis Homer was making plays.
Listen,
what the hell?
I've been a consistent Travis Homer boycotter. And by Travis Homer boycotter, I mean I actively turn off the game whenever Travis Homer steps on the field, that the ratings dip a little bit.
We actively rooted for Travis Homer to get cut in favor of Josh Johnson, which we still are. Which, don't get me wrong, we still think Josh Johnson should be on the active roster. But
Travis Homer maybe had his 2 best plays as a Seahawk.
Yeah. The third and what was it, 3rd and 8 or whatever? He
like
made 25 yards. I was like, damn.
Which is like, honestly, I'm a little bit worried. I think Pete has a serious hold of Shane Waldron and what he's calling.
Oh, I got to get into that. We're gonna dive so much deeper into that in a second.
Like, I think I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any meaning, but I'm developing a serious conspiracy here.
I have a whole like little tangent I'm gonna go on. Like when we get there, like. Right now, we're just talking about the running backs.
Running backs were great. DJ Dallas played well. Alex Collins played a hell of a game. Man was getting like 10, 15 yards a carry for like the whole third quarter. Just like 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards.
The third quarter, like, we said, we're going to run the ball, and you can't stop us. And Alex Collins pounded the edge.
And we were playing great defense in the third quarter. I think Pete, like, might have climaxed.
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did climax.
Like 100%. He was on the sideline, like bricked up while watching that.
Well, it was his definition of a perfect drive. It's run all the way down the field, then at like the 2-yard line, pass the ball. But with the play action, sorry, I can't make it.
It's a good point. It's a good point. You know, so like I think we played pretty well on the running back part of it. And I mean, I'm not really going to complain at all about anything that the running backs did.
Are we ready to start the dialogue that Alex Collins should start over Chris Carson?
No.
I might open that dialogue.
Just flat out.
I'm not.
Because whenever we've given Chris Carson legitimate carries, he's been really good. But for some reason, we whenever we're down, or like there'll be a situation like we give Chris Carson like 7 touches on the first drive. He has like 50 yards. And then we just don't give him the ball anymore. Yeah, Minnesota. Like Chris Carson had like a 30-yard touchdown right through the B gap, and it was perfect. And he was barely touched. Like I think that's his longest career touchdown.
Yeah. Well, and we don't even know when or if we're gonna get Chris Carson back. So we might have no choice.
But Alex Collins was legitimately good, and I liked how he played, and I'm pretty confident in him being the backup running back. Not like I wasn't already, but I'm more confident now. Let's go to receivers.
Fine.
Fine. They were just fine. And once again, I will say there were receivers consistently open, and I'm pretty confident that in this game, if Russ was the quarterback, we'd probably have way more explosive plays than we did. Yep. Like on that Gerald Everett play where he had like 40 yards, no hate or anything. But if you do watch it back, we had a receiver like streaking on a post right behind Gerald Everett. And if Geno throws a good football, it's likely a touchdown.
And I don't even think Geno's a bad deep ball thrower. He just didn't throw a deep ball.
He looked a little scared, and maybe it was like the fans, the idea that maybe the coaches were in his ear, like, hey, don't
I
make
think
mistakes.
the game plan was don't throw an interception. Because with Russ, it's make plays. I think with Geno was don't throw an interception.
Geno's kind of talking after the game, talking about how he will make changes. He literally said in a tweet after the game, he's like, stuff will change.
Yeah.
So, and I imagine that also Geno would have and kind of going back to play calling, which I will break down my extensive conspiracy in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I will say that like I imagine that Geno would have audibled, like Russell Wilson would have audibled out of a lot of the bad play calls that we had, like a screen on 3rd and 10.
What is Pete's kink with screen passes on 3rd down? What is that? Why do we always do that?
Screen passes and running up the middle with Travis Homer.
Did you see the video of Russ? Did you see the video of Russell Wilson? He was like,
run, screen. And his face is just like,
God damn it, this is what they're going to call when I'm back in. It was initially 6 to 8 weeks. It's actually now 8 to 10 weeks that he's out.
And by the way, I think Russ, like, you know how whenever Bill Russell played, he was like the coach and like how Babe Ruth or something was like the coach and a player. Yep. The manager and the player.
George Halas. Yeah.
We need Russ as that player.
Tell Shane Waldron take the next 3 weeks off. Tell Pete.
No, I'm talking about as the head coach.
Oh, just the whole team.
Did you see Russ? Like Freddie Strain recovers the DK fumble, which
go. Yeah.
And Russ runs onto the field in street clothes, telling him to get up and run to the sideline.
That was hilarious.
And run and give the ball to
By the way,
which legitimately sent this game into OT.
And then he comes on the field, wins the coin toss, and gets us
which
the ball.
Should have given us the win if justice was a thing. But you know what?
Oh, and also one really gripe I have with DK Metcalf. A little tangent here. DK Metcalf, you were being a dipshit this week. First of all, why would you go up the field and not run out of bounds? Why? What were you thinking there? Because not only did we waste time, which we didn't have, Geno spiked that shit with like a second left, but you lost us yards making the field goal harder. And then when Shannon Sharp calls him out on it, he's like, I could wipe my ass with your resume or some shit. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you beefing with Shannon Sharp?
Listen, I love the energy.
Yeah.
I love that DK isn't going to allow himself to get talked to like that. But listen.
Sometimes you just got to take an L, bro.
But listen, you said that to the wrong person.
Yeah, that's not the dude to say it to.
Like, if Ryan Hollins calls you out on not being good, at least you could be like, I can wipe.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's like if it was like the NFL version of like Kendrick Perkins or some shit, and be like, bro, you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could be like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Dude, it's Shannon Sharp.
But it's Shannon Sharp, who's a Hall of Famer.
Probably the greatest tight end of all time.
One of the better tight ends of all time. He's probably top 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we were okay in the receiver game. I think Tyler Lockett played fine. Geno Smith had a really nice throw to him in overtime.
Yes.
And as soon as I watched that throw, I'm like, oh my God, Geno Smith is going to drive down and win us this goddamn game. I'm freaking out. And then the screen passes.
Goddamn screen passes. Every time they gain like 3 yards. It's not like we've broken a screen pass, and just like have like a 70. It just gets 3 yards every fucking time. Why do we run them? If we ran them on like 3rd and short, I'd be like, okay, whatever. We run them on like 3rd and 10. Why?
I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's baffling to me. Let's go to tight ends.
Gerald Everett had a good game.
Gerald Everett had his first like really, really nice play with the Seahawks, which was a disgusting, angry run that was very impressive. Will Dissly had a touchdown.
Yeah, that
really, I really can't say much else about it.
They played good.
Let's go to the offensive line, and I'm going to start with the positives from the O-line. I'm going to start with the positives, and I'm going to be fair.
Okay.
Gabe Jackson was really, really good. Like, played his best. He had like an 88 grade from PFF.
Yes, Gabe Jackson was good.
Muy bien.
They ran to that right side the majority of time in the third quarter because Gabe Jackson was winning his matchups 100%. Yes, totally agree.
Kyle Fuller maybe played his best game at center. He was pretty good. Good job, Kyle Fuller. And like we're giving out stickers here.
Yeah, gold star.
Gabe Jackson get you know how like the really good kids get a pin.
I was never that kid.
But I'm talking like how like the really good kids
get
a pin.
Yeah, oh yeah, like the teachers' pets and shit like that.
Gabe Jackson gets a nice pin with a smiley face. Kyle Fuller gets a sticker with a smiley face. Like, you know what? You did fine. All right. Dwayne Brown. What's going on there?
What the fuck are we doing? I don't know what both of our tackles sucked ass. Both of our tackles got the see me after class note from the teacher. That's what they got.
What happened?
I mean, I get it. It's I'm talking about Brandon Shell here for the most part. I get it. It's TJ Watt. But you're gonna get bitched that hard, really?
I don't know what happened there. I don't.
TJ Watt single-handedly won the Steelers the game. Fucking handedly.
Dwayne Brown and Brandon Shell were awful. They were just not good.
Awful.
And I mean, I would hate on Jamarco Jones, but he's a backup. Like, I feel like that would be unfair. It's not even like his primary position. Like, he's a tackle, and they put him at left guard.
Right.
So it's like I mean, I can't really like hate on him. It's like the kid who Jamarco Jones is like the kid that he says something bad about a kid who like threw a pencil at him. Like, he has an excuse.
It's not good, but it's like you have an excuse. Yeah.
It's like, you know what, you could be excused for that.
Yeah.
Or it's like, maybe his first grade girlfriend broke up with him. He's having a rough day.
Yeah.
Excuse.
Said a bad word. Yeah.
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 Said a mean word. That's an excuse. But
Dwayne Brown,
everything else,
and then to equivalent that to Dwayne Brown and Brandon Shell, they just walked in, gave the double middle finger, started dropping f-bombs all over,
started like pouring chocolate milk from the cafeteria on the ground pencils, everywhere,
just
like
punching everything
stuff.
Yep.
Just like it's just nonstop, just bad things.
Told the teacher she's hot. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, like just go to school and do your job.
Exactly. Oh,
it's not hard.
Yeah.
But, all right, listen.
And TJ Watt was a school bully, just like giving him what's it called? I can't even think.
He's the kid. TJ Watt was like the kid that like the teacher Loki has a thing for.
Yeah, and just let him do it.
And she just lets him do whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever he
He's
wants.
giving him swirlies in the bathroom and shit. You're like, stop it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, TJ. You gotta stop that.
TJ,
oh my
you know
God.
better.
You're so silly. Oh my God. And TJ's just beating the shit out of these guys on the playground.
just like the nose bleeding.
Yeah. Brandon Shell comes back.
The whole thing.
Yeah. Fucking, you ever did this thing where you were like on the swings and you got like turned around a bunch of times and the thing got caught and then you were just like spin you around all over the place and you were stuck. Yeah. Just pulling the shit out of them.
It was like that. It was just not. It was bad, man.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was bad.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah. Some good analogies we had there.
Yeah. And we're let's keep up with this whole school analogy here.
Yeah. Defensively.
Geno was the substitute teacher.
Yeah.
You can't.
Just kind of gave you the packets to just chill out.
He didn't do anything right, but he didn't do anything wrong. He did his job.
Yeah.
The running backs were accelerated learning kids who thought they were better than everybody.
The kids who like take attendance, run it down to the office, do the shit for the sub and everything, make his life a lot easier.
Like a kid makes a mess and they clean it up.
Right.
This kid's a goddamn angel. You're like,
exactly.
Oh my God, this person's amazing.
Exactly.
But and then you have the receivers. Who are the kids who show up?
I just say the quiet kids that just kind of did their work. Didn't really do much.
They show up, they do their work, and they go home. That's all they have to do. It's not like they didn't do anything great. And then the tight ends, tight ends are like the good. They're the people that everybody like really.
The tall kid that bring down the projector. Yeah.
Like the whole school, like they're not popular, but the whole school knows who they are, and the whole school kind of gets with them.
Yeah.
So
chill. Yeah.
And then we already broke down the offensive line.
It's the offensive tackles.
just the kids that are.
TJ Watt just beating the shit out of the offensive tackle.
Down.
Yep.
All right. So listen, defensive line. I'm gonna start with the run game, which I thought was pretty okay.
It was pretty not bad.
Poona Ford and Al Woods are another case of kids who show up, and they're pretty good students.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Like they show up, they get good grades, they talk, but they're not too talkative, and they go home.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Darren Taylor.
By the way, he is going to be okay. For those of you who don't know, he is okay. Pete Carroll said that all the scans and stuff came back negative, and he actually has a chance to play on Monday. So, really quick, just wanted to update you guys on Darren Taylor before you. Yeah. Before you continue now.
All right, but now kind of on the.
He was good. He was good.
Yeah,
he was actually good.
He was a disruptor. He didn't necessarily make plays, but he caused plays.
He got a lot of pressures, and the Steelers were throwing the ball really quick. He got pressures, a lot of plays.
And Darren Taylor was kind of like the player. You know how in baseball they say a run saved is a run earned.
Yeah.
So if you're a really good defensive player who can't play offense, but you save 5 runs, that's the equivalent of scoring 5 runs.
Right.
Darren Taylor was that guy. He did everything well, and he disrupted a lot. And despite the fact that the stats aren't in his favor, when you watch the game, he was simply just really, really good.
Yeah, he was good. Yep. 100%.
Every other defensive end.
Carlos Dunlap, where are you, bro?
They're the kids who just skip. They just
skip. They said there's a sub here. We're skipping.
Yeah.
Carlos, actually, though, we need to put out an Amber Alert for Carlos Dunlap because he has been missing for the past 8 weeks. Where has he been? Where is Carlos Dunlap? He has no sacks, 3 tackles this year. What?
He does have 14 pressures through 6 games, which is pretty good, I would say.
Yeah.
And he's had plays where he should have gotten sacks, like the one versus the 49ers.
Yeah, Trey Lance where he grabs
and there was a no call on a hold. But, still.
I'm gonna need some production, bro. I'm gonna need some production real quick.
Benson Mayowa, who?
Yeah, he didn't.
Benson Mayowa is like the kid who's on the attendance on the first day, and the teacher calls his name, and then that's the only time he's mentioned throughout the whole year because he just doesn't show up for some reason.
Yeah, no, he just doesn't show up. No.
Yeah, and everybody knows that kid where the teacher's like, David.
Yeah.
No, David. And then that's the only time you hear about David the whole year because David just doesn't exist.
It's like a shock if he is actually in school. It's like, oh shit,
it's
David's here.
David's here?
What?
I didn't know that David was an actual person.
Yeah, for real. Everybody think if there's rumors that he moved. He moved.
And everything else, it is what it is. The D ends were bad. D tackles were fairly good. Brian Monet's a beast on the run game. So is Poona and Al Woods. Like I said, they're really good and they're just disrupt, which is great. Yeah. I'm gonna create a new statement real fast. Sorry to cut you off, but real fast, I'm just gonna create a statement a yard. How should I say that?
A yard prevented is a yard gained.
Yeah, a yard prevented is a yard gained, or something like that. Something like that. Where if you can stop yards from getting gained, it's just as good as your offense gaining yards, because if they don't gain yards and you don't gain yards, then the game is still close.
Yeah, it's how the Bears play football. Yeah. Nobody just gains a yard with the Bears games.
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Shut up. That they don't gain yards against you. It's like.
Shut up! Don't put me through 2 pains in one video, bro.
I've owned you.
Stop.
I've always owned you.
Stop, bro. Ugh. Speaking of things that make me sad, I gotta go on this little tangent right here. Jamal Adams. God damn it.
Are we there yet?
I'll save it.
Do you want to just go? Yeah. No. We'll wait.
We'll wait on Jamal.
We'll give him his time.
Okay.
Linebackers.
Bobby's just the guy. He's just the cool history teacher that's always good.
Are honestly great.
I'd say
Brooks played pretty well.
Yeah.
Like he gave up passes that were like 5-yard outs, which really
because the Steelers always throw us quick passes. Right.
So like you can't really hate on him for that. Jordan Brooks had like 16 tackles. So did Bobby Wagner. Jordan Brooks is 6th in the NFL in tackles. Bobby Wagner's 1st. Great.
Yeah.
Good job. They're the students who show up. Like I said, they're the students who show up and they're like the best.
Yeah.
They show up, they get consistent A's. They're the first student to hand in the test. They're the whole thing,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I will say, something that was a pleasant surprise. We know Bobby's great. Like, that's not even like a surprise. Not at all like a controversial statement. What was surprisingly good to me was Trey Brown. Trey Brown played a damn good game.
Yeah, and let's just go right to corners because that's where we're going next anyways. Trey Brown is in the Seahawks classroom right now, he's the popular kid.
Yeah.
Everybody loves him.
Yep.
Even the teacher. He
just he just got back from vacation. Everyone's like, "Oh, what's up, Trey?" Like,
oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Like it's that thing. Trey Brown and DJ Reed, frankly, are both the popular kids in the Seahawks world today.
Like the cool JV kid who got called up to varsity and everybody fucks with him. Yeah, that's Trey Brown.
Yeah, like they're the kid who everybody likes, and they're just cool, So Trey Brown and DJ Reed, phenomenal.
Love them. Chef's
Frankly,
kiss.
All I can say is phenomenal, and I just want to say that DJ Reed has been monstrously better since moving back to right. He's been he looks like last year DJ Reed, where nobody's getting anything on him.
Yeah,
he's making plays. Honestly, if our turnovers can just get up, I'm honestly pretty confident in what our defense could do because we have a lot of opportunities. We create turnover opportunities a lot, and that's something that I'm sure that we're working on.
I think just the key is just to fire Ken Norton, but we'll get to that.
We'll get to that eventually.
Save that later. Now,
safeties.
I gotta say, man.
Well, first off, let's talk about Quandre.
Yeah, let's talk about the good one first.
Quandre was I didn't really see him make many plays because they didn't throw the ball deep at all.
Same thing as the receivers. Wasn't good, wasn't bad, just kind of was there.
I can't say that he wasn't good because I guess
he wasn't great. Wasn't great.
I would say that the whole point of a safety is to literally make sure they don't get to you.
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, then great job, Quandre. You did well because they did not even sniff you the whole game. So
exactly. Yeah, he didn't make any huge plays, but he didn't mess up either. We would all know if he messed up. So, but moving on to Jamal Adams.
Yeah,
we might do a whole video on Jamal Adams. Honestly,
I want to say something. Jamal Adams is getting a lot of flack for this game, where per PFF he played actually one of his best games this season. He had about a 70 grade. He had a couple really nice run stops, which makes me just love Jamal Adams.
I also love how they used him closer to the line of scrimmage now, which is
frankly he knocked Najee Harris's.
That was a great hit.
Najee Harris, who's a power back who weighs 245, was just 1 second he was up, next second he was down. It was like that. And Jamal Adams didn't even wrap. He just shoulder. He's done. That's great.
Yep.
Frankly, I'm going to say that the failed blitzes aren't his fault. The blitzes were so uncreative. You got to give this man something to work with. When you give him a situation where he lines up on the tackle and he just runs straight.
Yeah. And another thing is I didn't think I've been saying that Jamal Adams should play close to the line of scrimmage, which I'm not backtracking on. But when the Steelers, they're gonna throw quick passes, they're not bombing it on you. Jamal Adams had a second to get to Big Ben, and when they're throwing quick passes like that, you gotta have more guys in coverage because you're probably not gonna get a sack. So I would have not done it this game. I think in other games, yes, absolutely, but in this game, I thought it was stupid. But I gotta say, first of all, people were giving him shit also for "I'm the best in the nation." That was a tribute to.
That was a tribute to somebody who had passed away. So,
right.
No comment. on that. Just kind of respect.
People
the
were
man.
crapping on him, and that was obviously a trippy thing.
Okay.
I will
Now-
say
now-
the
now
one
we're
thing.
gonna get to-
One
Okay,
thing.
No, go ahead and talk real fast. My bad.
One thing I gotta say, and I can't defend Jamal Adams for this. This has been a continual problem for Jamal Adams, and it is a serious issue, and he needs to get it fixed immediately. Jamal Adams has no ball skills at all.
Mhm.
You saw it
That's
in the
what I was
Rams
gonna
game.
get to.
You saw it in the Rams game last week. Again, people say, "Oh, Jamal Adams can't cover." He can cover. He's good coverage.
And he routinely sticks with guys.
He can't play the ball in the air.
The
And that's
thing
a
is that
big issue. That's a big issue.
I would say that most of the time what he does is he decides to stick with the receiver more than the ball. Which is interesting. It's definitely an interesting decision.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to feel about Jamal because honestly, he would have had an interception if Darren Taylor, once again, not Taylor, but Darren Taylor did kind of take an interception away from him.
Well, who knows? Because literally the Jamal off the face mask play, every
no, Jamal would have caught that. I think Jamal would have caught that tip pass. But we need like some baseball skills or something in here. Get somebody running in there like this.
Yeah, I'm sure the offense is just gonna let him catch it like a punt. Like, okay, we'll tackle you. Yeah.
No. I'm saying we need a Seahawk to run in saying, I got it, and then try to jump for it. When we have like 4 separate Seahawks jumping up for the ball.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
You gotta fix that.
But
the Jamal off the face mask play is the thing that's really blowing up right now.
And like from a on paper standpoint, Jamal had a great break again. He can cover. Great break on the ball.
He had a great break, and honestly, if the ball was thrown to the receiver, Jamal probably forces an incompletion, and we're talking about, oh my God, what a great play by Jamal Adams.
But this is his problem, right? Is he continually has good coverage. Like last week against the Rams, he was on D-Jax, balls in the air. D-Jax runs under it, catches it. The playoff game against the Rams, this week against the Steelers, he's in good position. He just needs to put his hands up, catch the freaking ball.
Yeah,
I mean, if I'm Ken Norton or whoever is the DB's coach and running practice, I'm not having Jamal Adams do none of the other drills. I'm just playing catch with him for an hour and a half. Get your hands up, catch the ball. Because if Jamal could make a play on the balls that he's actually defending, we would have won the game if he picks that up. We would have won the game. So
yeah,
Jamal Adams is overhated for sure, but he needs to get some ball skills. 100% needs to get some ball skills. That's a big problem.
Like I said, Jamal's catching a lot of flack for this game, when in reality he actually had a pretty nice game. I feel like a lot of people realize that like he had like a 68.5 grade or something like that. Overall, that's a really good grade for a safety because PFF harshly grades corners and safeties harshly, like very, very harshly.
Yeah,
I'm sure that you could find out that Jair, like a great corner, probably only had a 60 grade from PFF last year, and you'd be like, what do you mean? They're the best corner in the NFL, or something like that. But it's just like they really, really are tough on safety. So the fact that he had a 60 grade is actually pretty good in hindsight. But now it's in the game it was a little bit amplified because prime time, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's gonna kind of wrap up safeties. Kind of moving on to the last thing, special teams.
Michael Dixon kind of was tweaking on Sunday night.
Dixon had a couple bad punts, but then had a boomer, like a 65-yard punt or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Good Christ Almighty! And the commentators are like, all right, I remember he punts it, and I'm like, man, this camera's panning the wrong way. It's like pretend from this side of the screen to this side of the screen is each of the fields. Michael Dixon's right here, and the cameraman's like,
yeah, for real.
I'm like, oh my God, this man is just.
Also, it looks like Jason Myers has his confidence back, which is very good.
Yeah, very
good.
Knocked down 2 kicks, including a clutch field goal that was not necessarily easy.
No.
He was pretty good. He was pretty damn good, I will say. kind of wrapping up on special teams, the kick coverage was fine. By the way, that play where Cody Barton was called in the end zone, total horse. If you legitimately look at it, he was down inside the 1. He has the ball in possession, and his elbow is down at the 1. He's down at the 1.
Yep.
The ref needs to be able to see that, because that is a huge play that could result in a safety. It can result in a lot of things, and the ref didn't see it. So, yeah, once again, punt coverage was fine. Overall, for a grade, I'd give this team today, this game, I'd give it a C+, maybe a B-. Overall, I think when you take, there was extremely high highs and very low lows. Running backs, corners, linebackers, tight ends, great. Even interior offensive line besides Jamarco Jones, great. And then you have O tackles, wide receivers, the couple missed. I'm not even gonna say Jamal Adams in general. I'm gonna say the missed interceptions.
The D ends not named Darren Taylor.
Yeah,
what? It was just bad. But
why?
I think. What happened?
Why? No. I'm just why, dude?
Yeah.
If we had a couple, Schwarber almost got tagged out, but that was not the reason. I was just saying, in general, it's just we had guys who played really well and then guys who played really badly.
Yeah.
And now we're 2-4. Now we're gonna kind of touch on our last thing, play calling. We said we were gonna talk about it. My conspiracy is that Pete Carroll is using Shane Waldron as a puppet. That's my theory, and I don't think it's a very controversial one at that.
I think what's going on is one of two things. Either Shane Waldron sucks.
Which I do not think. Honestly, I'm going to be honest.
Which this second one might be worse. Shane Waldron is good, and Pete Carroll goes, no.
I think that's it, and I'm going to say that for a couple of reasons. Do you remember in the preseason how there was a lot of jet sweeps? And a lot of interesting screens.
Week 1, too. Week 1.
Tight end screens.
Week 1, too. Yeah.
Do you remember those? How many of those have been called since week 1?
I don't think I've seen a jet sweep. Well, there was one to Gerald Everett. There's one to Gerald Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Since D. Eskridge went out week 1, I don't think there's been a jet sweep. I don't think I've seen a tight end screen. I don't think I've seen. We did a lot of play action boots. Where are those?
It's just inexplicable. It's not there, and that's why I think that why would Shane Waldron have a very successful week 1 and then stop calling it?
Where we won, by the way.
Yeah.
I think Pete's got to go. We're gonna touch on that maybe in another video. I think it's time for Pete to get out of there.
I mean, it's the main reason why I think that Pete is controlling it is that this Seahawks offensive play calling looks exactly the same as early Shoddy, early Bevel.
Darrell Bevel, yep.
Those guys who were run,
screen.
Run, pass, run, pass, run.
This type of play calling makes sense if we have Derrick Henry. Or we have Christian McCaffrey. Or if we don't have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Or if we don't have Russell Wilson. But we do, and we don't have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it's. I don't like that.
But
I just don't.
I
just don't like it. All right, so, that's it for this video. Mike, are you pressing the panic button?
I am. I'm pressing.
It is open, and my finger is on it. And
if we lose to the Saints, can you agree?
Push if we lose to the Saints.
Can you agree if we lose to the Saints, season's over? We're 2-5 in the NFC West with Geno Smith.
I don't think season's over.
I think the season's over.
We're not winning the division.
That was when Russ went out, we were never winning the division.
Right now, if we win out, I would not say that our chances of winning the division are dead because technically we can win out or win or lose one for the rest of the season and we're okay, but that's not going to happen.
No, we have to play the Cardinals and Rams 3 times.
So, yeah, that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. So we're just going to be smart here and say that realistically, we're not going to win the division.
I think best case scenario, we go 9-8.
No, I would say best case scenario, we're still an 11-6 team.
That's like absolute best case scenario.
Yeah, that's best case scenario, and that's assuming that we win these next 2 games, which I believe are very winnable, even with Geno Smith.
Oh, we should definitely beat the Jaguars. Yeah, if we don't, Saints are winnable. Jaguars, it's like an auto W.
Right.
We don't lose to the Jaguars.
If we win these next 2, we're assuming that this is the best case scenario, which I think this is almost likely. I would say Russ comes back after the bye week.
Yeah.
Because Russ apparently is way ahead of schedule in recovery.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
They said he was only supposed to bend his finger to like a 10-degree angle by where he's at now, and he's already at like 75.
I wouldn't even doubt it if Russell Wilson, like the next game against the Saints, if Geno struggles, just steals Geno's shit, runs out on the field, and just starts throwing deep balls. I wouldn't be surprised.
Geno Smith is much shorter.
He
also looks much different.
He got a different skin tone since halftime.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
he's throwing way better.
He is way faster too. What is going on? And you see Russ like covering his face so like nobody sees him. He's throwing like this.
Like in between every play.
He has a game winner. They're like, go to interview. He's like, yeah, I'm Geno Smith. I'm definitely Geno Smith. And
it's like, man, I'm so happy with this game. It's like, why are you holding your face? I'm really tired. I had a long night. I'm just.
You see, and then in the background, you see Geno Smith on the sideline, like.
No, he's like walking off, and he's like, he runs off camera, just like.
Yeah, the camera goes like
he's
this.
He's wearing Russ's stuff. It's like way smaller than him. Like, the sleeves go to here. So like...
pants are like at his knees. Camera goes here. Russ is like, nope, back to me. I'm Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. I'm Geno
anyway.
Smith, and I'm good. All right, listen.
That's gonna wrap it up. Rough L.
Give your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah.
See you guys next time.
Peace.